Welcome back to more Tokyo Xtreme Racer. So last time, we defeated all the rebirth of the legend teams, which means that more 13 devils have spawned in, including, the Elite Four, basically, of the 13 devils: Dreaming Spirit, Dying Star, Shadow Eyes, and Pursuing Hillgunner. And this time, we're going to be taking them on. There is one thing we can do to start with, though, because I did unlock this car a little bit ago. I'm going to buy a Daihatsu coupon for later, basically. So there we go. Alright, let's get started then. Because we bought the Yaris last time, which we need for a Wanderer. We need a coupon for a Wanderer too, so yeah. So anyway. So I believe Dreaming Spirit is close to where we're starting, so yeah. Yep. So let's go take one. I'm pretty sure he's Shinkancho, so yeah. Anyway, I want to do things a bit differently today, because normally, when it comes to bosses, I like to go in and out, but we still have 2 Limit and G&K Racing left, so both of them are going to need, both of them are on C1, where 2 of our bosses are, so I think this actually kind of works out. We can have a pretty long day, and also talk about one of my long topics too. But first, before we do that, we have Dreaming Spirit to take on. And here he is. And yeah, that sticker says on the side there said that he's the best of the best 4 of the devils, is what it actually says. So there we go. Anyway, level 20. And he drives the Type S0 NE2, so yeah. But the good thing for us is it doesn't have that much power, because again, like I kind of said before, the NSX doesn't tune very well. Even though, it does still handle really good though. But the thing about this guy is, he's been around. Not only has he been a 13 Devil member, but also in the first TXR, he was the last of the 4 Devas. So and he's actually coming back with us. So so good for him. Because I don't really take that corner very well. And he didn't actually make mistakes. So he's trying to prove things wrong, but I'm pulling away from him though. Kind of, so I need to make sure that, I don't lose too much speed during these corners, I think, so Anyway, so I didn't actually end up using that much nitrous, actually. And he's still, taking lots of damage too, so And there we go. So he was one of the 4 Devas, and the last of them in TXR1. He was a boss in TXR2, and then he was a 13 Devil member in TXR0, and just like this game, he was one of the last 4 of them. So and I think for today, I do want to see what the tuner does to my car. We are doing kind of a boss rush, so let's actually talk to him though. So and one thing about him too is that he never appears without his NS6. Just seen that in games where Hondas aren't a thing, he doesn't appear. So like TXR3 and in Fortune Champs. So again, I mean, technically Hondas were in TXR1 and 2, but they were unlicensed like a railcar in that game, so anyway. He wants to upgrade the power unit, so we can see what this car can really do. Now it's sitting at 510 PS, so that's pretty awesome. Do I want more NOS? I don't think I do, so So I'm probably just gonna leave it then. And then we got these 2 again. Or I want to say these 2. Before there were 2 of them, and then they commented the fact that they look the same, because again, they actually do look like the same, so And he's talking about Steelheart. And we got Ultimate Killer, who was one of the dudes from Freeway, and then we got Freebird again. And they're talking about the fact that we beat the Kurosaki brothers not once, not twice, but 3 times now. So because we did need to battle them again. So Dying Star's done. So now, well, not Dying Star, Dreaming Spirit. Dying Star could be next though. In fact, they're right next to each other, so that's kind of funny. So So Dying Star's there, and then Shadow Eyes is there. So what about the teams that are on the C1? So G&K Racing, all their members are about. And they go C1 inner, so But only this guy is really close, so I probably want to wait up for him then. Or I could cut and then we can do that. Koguru is about, but we don't really care about them. 2 Limit, they're going the opposite way, so probably what I want to do is I want to take out G&K Racing And then Dying Star, I think, is on that side. And then, yeah, we can move on over to the other side. But probably I'm going to need to take a break and go to one of the parking areas. So, yeah, I was kind of worried that Streaming Spirit wouldn't put up much of a fight, considering that, yeah, he's kind of a legendary driver or street racer in this game, or this series, I should be saying. But, yeah, he actually did put up a decent fight, so, yeah. So, like I was kind of hinting at earlier, and now we have a new power unit in our Civic, so that's going to be fun. So kind of like I was hinting earlier, I think I'm going to cut, and then yeah, while I'm taking on G&K Racing, I'll talk about my topic, I think, so yeah, that'll be more interesting. So yeah, like I said, this is going to be one of my big topics, that should be fun, so yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, Wild Cylinder has come out to play. So let's go take him on. And yeah, again, this team uses all BRZs and GR86s. And now we have a new power unit. So that should be fun. But anyway. So my topic is that, yeah, I wanted to talk about some of my childhood interests when it comes to not just cars, but actually other forms of transport. Yeah, we're going to be talking a little about yeah, that. So I think, yeah, when I was really young, like a lot of people, I watched cartoons, right? And yeah, a lot of the ones you would expect. And of course, yeah, one of the big ones for me was Thomas the Tank Engine. So we'll talk about him a little bit. Is again, the problem is that while I would love to talk so much about Thomas, my memory is kind of fuzzy about when I did watch it, is the problem. So yeah, because again, it was so long ago. So yeah, so I can't really remember what season I watched, two of my favorite characters. But one thing that most people remember about me is that, especially my parents, is that I did watch it and a lot. And I did want to get all the merchandise, so yeah. Like with a lot of series I like back then, so yeah. So yeah, I like Thomas a lot. And I think, yeah, nowadays I come to appreciate him even more. Even if, yeah, I don't really watch his episodes anymore. It's just that, yeah, again, there's a lot of good memories watching it. And again, I think it did, you know, maybe it did, you know, show that, yeah, my interest was in, you know, not just cars, but other forms of vehicles too. So yeah. So that's something interesting, although yeah, cars would be the main ones, so yeah, because of racing games mainly, I think. But yeah. But yeah, again, I do remember enjoying Thomas. I can't remember where I watched it exactly, but it was mostly the older series because I mainly watched it in the early 2000s, I think. And then in the later 2000s, that's when I was mainly playing games. And I wasn't really watching the TV as much, so yeah. Except for when it came to like rumble things like, I guess Formula 1 maybe. Well, I didn't watch Formula 1 that much, unless it was like 2009, so yeah. At least I think, but anyway, so yeah, how are we doing on G&K? So yeah. And yeah, all the cars are yellow, because yeah, you know. They're not very subtle about what the G&K stands for, right? So anyway. So take on Bound Dog here. They do have pretty good acceleration, but yeah. And again, I just come back at them so fast, so yeah. I do wonder if, yeah, if I was a manual and I short shifted, my acceleration against these guys would be a lot better, but anyway. So yeah, let's see. And this guy is a little bit problematic so far. And I will need to cool down my engine a little bit afterwards. You also have a Wanderer. But I actually don't know who it is, so yeah, I don't know who it could be. Damn, he made a mistake, so that's the of him. So we'll just slow it down here. And get our engine temp back. And then yeah, we'll talk a little bit more. So yeah, again, like I said, yeah, I can't remember this series that well because again, it was a long time ago. But yeah, again, I really enjoyed watching it though. It was definitely one of my favorite cartoons back in the day, I guess you could say. And is it really one? I guess Kids Show would be more accurate then, wouldn't it? But yeah, there were others too. But yeah, I do think that, yeah, Thomas is one of the big ones. And again, like I said, yeah, I can't appreciate Thomas more because again, it's kind of similar to Umusu actually. The fact that, yeah, there's a lot of basis in real life. Everyone who worked on Thomas, I feel like, yeah, kind of cared about that aspect of the series, I think. Not as much as others, obviously. Like, I believe Audrey was the one who, you know, made the Railway series, which is what Thomas is based on. This is Lonely Wolf. You can take him on, actually. Because, yeah, he needs 500 battles, and we've done more than that, so yeah. It might be difficult though, we shall see. He's level 24. At least the next rival we need is down the road, so yeah. But I'm gonna take this guy lightly. I do have the power unit upgrade, so I shouldn't be as worried. I will definitely use Nosso though. And he got off the line very well. So I'm gonna wait for my opening. He's getting away. So yeah, I'll use it here. Yeah, I'm gonna break very late here. I lose all my health in the process. At least I can get the thing cornering. Yeah, I need a lot of loss against this guy. Go for this one's very fast, so yeah. Luckily I can get back at him. Guess that kind of works. Now I'm ahead, so there we go. No, yeah, not easy though. And yeah, I'm probably gonna need to go back and get some more. Not so yeah. He is going back us, but yeah, I'm not gonna give him an inch. So yeah. I just realized the one problem, engine temperature. We're beeping on the water and we're beeping on the oil, so yeah. That's not good. And yeah, I missed out. So yeah, this is gonna be a loss. That's a thing, sure. And yeah, we're in safe mode, that's it. So yeah, even with that engine, this guy's tough, so yeah. Although he made a mistake. Am I gonna win? He's having trouble getting out of Ginza. Am I? Wow, that was a fluke, but hey. Oh my god. Alright, I don't know what to say about that, but hey, we did it. But yeah, I don't know why he was so fast. I guess, yeah, he is level 24. I guess that makes sense. A lot of our rivals are around level 20, so I guess he's supposed to be either took it on later in the stage or something like that, but anyway. Again, I do think that, yeah, I mean, something fun was low 20s, so yeah, I'm guessing, yeah, maybe they expect me to have Legendary Tuna and Dark Rates on the stage for that guy. But yeah, he made a terrible mistake and he lost, so yeah. That was very lucky, but yeah. Ginza strikes again. But anyway, Crazy Monkey. You're wondering why we've had to do that like a proper team despite being one. You know how to hit where it hurts. Since you're prone not to ask such an innocent question, let me align you. Bad Nine's elite group handpicked by Snake Eyes, the previous one that is. Point being, we didn't come together to be best buddies. Naming we expected, and none of they accepted us as results. And we delivered, didn't we? I mean, you want to crush teams, the best way is to paint over them with an even stronger teams thing. Although 4 years ago and this time around, we got some interference that kind of ruined our perfect finish. Alright. Yeah, I think my friend was kind of talking about that before. Yeah, Vantadide really isn't a cohesive group. They kind of do what they want, basically, and whatever's in Snake Eyes' best interest, too. They don't really care about each other, so yeah. Anyway. There's something Ubozu we can't take on, so let's see. So, our last member, Gene K Racing, is down there. So it actually might be in our best just to go back to the other parking area. And then Dying Star. He's actually going the other way, so this is Shadow Eyes. Yeah, that will work. So, what I'm going to do is, yeah, let's go back to this parking area. His gold license, so he can't take one, unfortunately. That's how you got the coupon. So, yeah. But yeah, that battle, yeah, that was definitely the luckiest battle I've ever seen in a TXR game, so yeah. Okay, I did not deserve to win that. I'm gonna put my hands up and say that, so yeah. But anyway, after that clown show, that was definitely a clown show on both ends. Because yeah, I didn't do very good, I must admit, and then my opponent didn't do very good and completely lost the battle too, so yeah. Alright, this has been an interesting part so far, hasn't it? But anyway. But yeah, don't mess with Wanderers, that's another lesson, that's a thing, sure. Even if you do have NOS and a good car, they will get you. So anyway, so yeah, back to what I was talking about before, so yeah, again, like I said, yeah, the fact that, you know, with Thomas again, it's kind of based on you know, real life railways and trains and stuff. There's a little bit of basis tech, and it's kind of like Little Muslim in that regard, and I like that because again, I do like learning about the real world. So yeah, that's kind of why I like racing games too. So yeah. So yeah, again, that's something I can appreciate, and again, the stories themselves are nice too. Like perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, but yeah, good kids show quality. Where like yeah, not only do kids enjoy it, but adults can too. From what's being shown. Even though yeah, one of my coworkers says he finds season 1 boring, but we'll ignore that. But anyway, but yeah, again, it's like yeah. Again, there's a lot to appreciate. So again, I'm mostly talking about what I kind of remember, which is more the older seasons, because I think that's why I remember watching. Because again, we're talking early 2000s, and then I was mostly watching reruns. So I think, so yeah, again, I think that's what was happening. But yeah, again, like I said, that'd be important for me with my development. I think, or well, just childhood memories in general. So yeah. And yeah, let's see. Here's New Windows Sakurai, I believe. Not Sasuke. Either kind of looks like that, but anyway. Let's see if we can get this guy. I do remember this team actually being pretty good. So yeah, I remember them actually giving my other cars, or the car I used in my last playthrough, a little bit of problems, so yeah. I think it's just that, yeah, even though the guy didn't recommend it, I do think that, yeah, the GR86 and the BRZS are really solid cars. So yeah, in this game. So yeah, there's that. And now we got the team leader of GNK Racing. So only one team left for Rise of the Generation. We got Return of Zoro, or if you like bad translations, Return of Solo. So yeah, and he also drives a GR86. So yeah. Let him go. Also using that NOS, so yeah. Anyway, but we get ahead of him, so that's good. I do want to save this NOS for what's coming up, so yeah. But yeah, we also saw, yeah, what happens if you overheat the engine. That's actually the first time that's happened, so yeah, that's interesting. We passed by Shadow Eyes, so we're getting a way out for her. And there we go. Again, that wasn't too bad. I kind of want to rewatch frickin' Lonely Wolf, but yeah, maybe later, I don't know. Give him an actual battle. Anyway, so with the Beijing can race him, we also got Return of Zoro's car as well, so that's cool. And yeah, I think we're good enough to take on Shadow Eyes now. And we're not going to take her lightly, considering that, yeah, during Spirit actually gave us a good fight, so yeah. So here she is. The best border delta says that. She upgraded from an A70 Super to an A Super for this game, so yeah, she's not messing around now. Although, to be fair, that was one thing I did like about her, and as we'll see later for Super Gunner, the fact that, yeah, they were still fast, it's like using much older cars, so yeah. Anyway. And it also means that, yeah, a lot of bosses in this game end up using 80 Supers as well, so yeah, but anyway. So take her on. Probably use a little bit more here out the corner, because it's a little slow there. Oh yeah, we're pulling away now. Going this speed on the C1 is terrifying. Almost 300 kilometers an hour, but there we go. Not too bad. So now what we need to do is we need to go find a parking area, and then we need to go challenge the other side. So yeah, is there anything else I want to say? On the current topic, I was gonna happy to cut once again, and then just, you know, gets on the other side and we'll continue. Again, yeah. I'm getting a little bit distracted, which I apologize about, but yeah. But again, like, yeah. I think I'm mostly talking about everything. Again, like I said, I don't really watch later seasons. Like, yeah, I don't even remember the CGI series at all. So, again, I probably don't watch that, but again. Again, like I said, what I did watch, though, I did really like, especially back in the day. And again, if I do, you know, want to retrospect it, I think it could be a fun time. So, yeah. But again, it wasn't the only series, though, that was similar in that regard. Which, yeah, I think now is a good time to cut, now that I'm moving on to the next part of this topic. So, yeah. So I'll cut, and then we'll go to the parking area, and then, yeah, we'll take on the other side of the C1. So I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, back in the parking area, we got some more dialogue. with remember Donner here talking about his sister. Then we got Uchiken, who we took down from Gene Carey's, and we also got Godia. Who, yeah, he wants a natural redemption, so yeah, we'll think about that later. But anyway, tires are very important C1, so it's important that I get those. I guess I was on medium tires, which probably didn't help with that probably didn't help with Lonely Wolf earlier, but that's okay. So yeah. But again, I'm still thinking about how stupid lucky I got that. But anyway, so other series that kind of relate. So yeah, again, Thomas is probably the main one for me. Because again, that's the one that pretty much everyone remembers I watch, other than Dora the Explorer, I think. So yeah. But again, I did watch a lot. It's just that, yeah, I can't remember it very well, because it was a long time ago. So yeah. Oh, this is someone from New London. So that's good. This person is from Tournament, I think. Tournament's actually kind of scary, because a lot of them use very high performance cars, so yeah. And the good thing is that, yeah, if we do run into Dying Star while we're doing this, that's fine, because, and also is Dying Star still here? Yes, so that's good. Again, it won't end the night because we still have Pursuit Tilt, or Pursuing Tilt, kind of. Sometimes he goes like side of the nose, so yeah. So there's like a buy dress. I think this is our first person from New Limited, and yeah, as you can probably tell by the sticker, like I said before, they have some beef with Unlimited. So yeah, maybe the team leader does, so yeah. Anyway. So power away from him. He definitely doesn't have as scary of a Z34, so yeah. With that engine upgrade, we can just power away from him, so yeah. So again, like I said, other series that come to mind are Wacky Races, which yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? It was actually very unsuccessful, apparently, from what I heard. So yeah, it's kind of funny that I would enjoy it, but yeah, because of that. But again, you know, a cartoon about racing, of course I'm gonna like that. Is Sleeping K actually. Also from, well, not New Limited, the other one, Unlimited. So it's good that we're taking them down. They're gonna probably go down Yokohane, so I definitely want to make sure that, yeah, we stay on the C1, because C1 is going to be one of my main focuses today, so yeah. Probably means that, yeah, we might actually take on Pursuing Telcon on Wanga, which would be cool, because, yeah, there's decent amount to do there, so yeah. Anyway. So there we go. Take him down. Now we're going to go take on, now we're going to stay on C1, and take on the rest, so yeah. So again, like I said, yeah, Back Races again, I enjoyed it. Episodes are like very basic, but yeah, again, I like what I saw. Even if, yeah, again, it was kind of doomed because of how unsuccessful it was, but hey, it still was kind of popular because we got racing games about Wacky Races. I did play the PS2 Wacky Races game. I kind of enjoyed it, but I didn't get very far. But now that I'm a lot older, I might actually go back and play it, because again, like, my PS2 emulator is a lot better now, or I could even go to Dreamcast version. So yeah. So that's something to consider. And there's another game that's kind of similar to that, in that regard too. But again, yeah, I do remember watching it, and I do remember thinking it was interesting, because again, I like cars, so yeah. And I still do, obviously. So yeah. Yeah. Then, of course, there was the Cars movie. So yeah, the first Cars movie, because again, like most people, I thought the second movie is odd. I don't know, I didn't think it was bad though back in the day, but I feel like if I rewatch it now, I'm probably gonna have a different opinion, so yeah. Like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, again, it just, you know, didn't do what needed to be done, right? So yeah. Anyway, we need to cool down the engine, but luckily though, that guy's car actually does look like a shot because he's got so shot. Anyway. So yeah. So we're gonna have a lot of teams to talk about after this, don't we? We have a lot of bosses, and then we also had a lot of bosses, and I'm gonna be taking on 2 teams as well, so yeah. Yeah, anyway. So one idea I did have was maybe explain this into 2, but we'll see. So far, I haven't actually been going on for that long, so yeah, it feels like I've been going a lot longer than I thought anyway. So taking on so shot, but yeah, kind of want to cool down the engine a little bit, so yeah. Anyway. So yeah, so that's what I was talking about earlier, so yeah. Second Cars, yeah, everyone, I wouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people like the first Cars movie. I get the message that it's trying to show, the storyline, how it ends, all that was really well done. And yeah, my little self enjoyed it. My older self still thinks it's a pretty decent movie as well. I wouldn't say it's the best Pixar movie because again, there's like Toy Story. Toy Story is extremely good, and Toy Story 2 and 3 were excellent movies. So yeah, I do remember watching as well. So yeah, I think it was 2 and 3. 3 was, it felt like the epic climax, but unfortunately it wasn't the last movie, and it definitely won't be, because I think there's a Toy Story 5 as well now, so yeah. But anyway, gotta milk it for its worth, am I right? But anyways, back to what I was actually talking about, so yeah. Let's see, Brand Hunter, you're the third one, so last one after this will make the team this one, so I guess that kind of works. It means that we can take on Dying Star, and then we can take on the team leader, so that's cool. Anyway, and I completely missed you. You drive an R32, so yeah. I guess there's a little bit more time for the engine to cool down. It's not fully cool, but that's okay. So anyway, let's take on this R32, and let's see, keep it on C1 obviously. It'll keep on C1 at least, so yeah. I do think, yeah, one problem I'm having is, yeah, I'm not getting just accelerates that much now. I'm not getting them as consistently as before, which is kind of weird, but oh well. I don't think the timing changes. Because again, it's actually based on when Go appears, so yeah. But anyway, so yeah. So again, back to your cars. Again, like I said, really enjoyed it. Just, yeah. Great movie. There's also Cars 3, obviously, but I actually haven't watched it. And I don't really know the plot fully that well either. I do kind of want to experience it one day is the thing, so yeah. So who knows, maybe I will. Anyway, so I got this guy. Where's Dying Star? He's down here, I think. So yeah, so I guess we're taking another person from New Limited. Man of Nodijima, I believe. Nodijima, so there we go. This is good, because again, like I said, I think Liam and Unlimited are going to be a bit annoying, because again, they go down longer. But it looks like they go down together, so yeah. So that could help. Anyway, it's kind of fun because again, they're enemies, so yeah. But again, really enjoy cars, like I said, and I also played the Cars games too. Quite a lot of them actually. People look back on the first Cars game very fondly because yeah, it's the true sequel to the movie that Cars 2 wasn't in a lot of people's eyes. So yeah. But anyway, so his Cars says the final enemy to overcome is oneself, which actually fits very well with Dying Star's character. And yeah, thing about Dying Star, if there's a Mitsubishi GTO in the game, he drives it. So yeah, except in TXR2 for some reason. But anyway, I'm gonna cool down the engine a little bit before we take them on, and then yeah, we'll take them on obviously. So yeah. Yes, again, it's getting a little hot. So yeah. And we did overheat it earlier, so yeah, I'm a bit paranoid now, so yeah. But anyway, so that's what I was talking about. Again, I really like the first Cars game. I wouldn't mind revisiting that as well. Because again, I don't think my younger self did that much, even though it's a very easy game, so yeah. But yeah, I played some other Cars games too. I actually played quite a bit, like I said. Like, yeah, there was the sequel, Made a National, there was Racerama, I believe, on the DS, I think is what I played it on, which is very odd, but yeah. Yeah, I really like Cars quite a bit. It might very well be my favorite movie series as well. Despite, you know, Cars 2. That's kind of because, again, Cars 1 was that good. And also, yeah, there's the personal attachment too. Again, I don't think it's the best, but again, it probably does. I think the personal attachment is quite important, so yeah. So let's use a bit here to get past him. Probably want to get into attack range first before deploying or showing it off. The GTO is kind of a heavy car, so his handling probably won't be as good as some of the other rivals we've been fighting. That's kind of its weakness. And yeah, it doesn't have the best performance to match. The GTO is kind of an underdog, I guess you could say. Like, it's no GTR, like R33, R32, R34. But yeah, it's mostly like a GT car, but it can definitely perform quite well in the right hands, so yeah. And we gave Dying Star another loss, which when we read his bio or other bios from his other games, he's not going to take very well. So yeah. Anyways, that's 3 out of 4, and we're about to take on 2 limits. About to take on 2 limits team leader too, which is why again I want to make sure my entrance cooled down. So yeah, pain train. And yeah, they already pointed out that this team, yeah, it's mostly doctors, as we're gonna learn later. So now, yeah, the question is that do we just end the day? I think it's in our best interest because I look at our mileage. Yeah, he's like far away. So I think, yeah, it'll be in our best interest to end the night and then take him on at the next spot, actually, I think. We'll actually make this a bit of a shorter part, but I guess that kind of works out. So yeah, because we have a lot of teams to talk about, so and rivals, so yeah, I think it makes sense. Anyway, I think, yeah, the team leader of Patron, 2 limit, I mean, he drives a GTR, so yeah, I definitely want to be a bit careful. An R35, I'm pretty sure, so yeah. Because we actually took on their brother earlier. He was the team leader of the Aquarium, so yeah. Anyway. Dang, after a good start, didn't get my just accelerate again. If you do though, yeah, it makes the battles way easier, it feels like, so yeah. But anyway. So again, yeah, I think that was mainly everything I want to talk about with that one topic, so yeah, we managed to talk about it for like basically a whole part, so that's nice. But anyway. But again, like I said, yeah. Those little, I wouldn't say kids shows, but yeah, kids shows, kid movies, yeah, they were very important for me. And again, kind of, you know, showed that, yeah, what my interests were. So yeah, here's Crimson Fang, team leader of 2 limit. And I did get Chuck so good. So yeah, now I can get away from him. So yeah, let's get a good distance away. Yeah, thank God for the engine upgrade, because I think, yeah, that made our life a lot easier, so yeah. May slow down and take that corner. Sometimes the A doesn't, I feel like that actually helps them more than it hurts them, despite the fact that, yeah, they lose SP. A lot of them do have that skill where, yeah, they take less damage from rubber walls, so yeah. Alright, so like I said, yeah, I think it would be in our best interest just in the night now. Let's see who else is on the map that could be interesting. So yeah, so yeah, Blind Fish. Hydrogen's actually very close by. Although I don't have enough, I don't feel confident after what happened with the other dude. So yeah, so I think, yeah, I'm probably just gonna end the night right now. I mean, that's what I want to do. So yeah, there's also Wanderer in this parking that we haven't seen yet, so that's interesting. And it's Saturday, so I'm pretty sure I know who it is, so yeah. It's probably one of the VTubers. So anyway, yeah, let's just end the day now. I mean, that's good. And now we're Ultimate Unsinkable Ship, which is a cool name. We actually have a pretty good amount of BP, so yeah, I probably should start thinking about getting all the cards that we need, because yeah, I think we need around 300 BP to get engine upgrades. Let's figure this out. So we need to save at least. Again, I'm also sure. Will that be available? Is the thing. My guess is no. So like, we need roughly 300. So yeah. So if we let's say have 400, that'll probably put us in the first place. So yeah. So let's see. We haven't actually took down any dudes left. So yeah. Snappy to unlock here, so that's good to know. So yeah, let's go to the machine. So yeah, so what do we need again? So I guess we can double check Wanderers again. Again, I think the main ones at the moment is probably the Mark 10 and the front sniper burn, obviously. Obviously the 350 sets at 33. We got the Copen. We need full ultra, right? But now we got the Yaris. The front wheel drive, which this car is. We got the Yaris. We need the Z34. We need a Mitsubishi. We need a natural straight car. And then yeah. We also got Eddie Thomason, who needs an RX-7, which we have. You need the Reliance display. You need to be on day 70 at least. Yanapedia. Although yeah, we can definitely make you a pin now, obviously. And there's some at the bottom, so yeah. But anyway, so I think I know what I want to try and do. So yeah, let's try and get the Zs, because it's like, yeah, they're on the same branch, we need 2 of them, so yeah. Alright. So that means, yeah, getting the Z32, the Z33, the Z34, and the RZ34. So there we go. So now, yeah, that's 2 cards that we need. And then after that, we need to spend like 100 to get the Mark 10, which yeah, we can definitely do. So, because again, there's still 2 bosses left. So you know what? Yeah, let's do it. And we're pretty good. We're under 300, which isn't great. And then yeah, pretty much after that, then you just need a Mitsubishi, and then we're pretty good actually. So yeah. So let's go in the deal and let's buy the cards that we at least need. So let's go to Nissan. Let's buy the 350 Zed. And then back at Nissan, we also need the RZ34. And you'll use these at the end of the stage. I do kind of want this color, let's just say. RZ34 is actually kind of expensive upgrade, so keep that in mind. And then Toyota need the Mark 10. So finally we can actually take down South Barbarians, so that's good. Alright, so now let's go into our reference and talk about the Wanderer we took down, and the bosses we took down, and the teams we took down. So yeah, we'll start with the Wanderer, we'll end with the bosses, I think. So, Lonely Wolf, who you got stupid lucky against, unlocked after 500 or more battles, so you're probably meant to buy him a bit late in the game. And yeah, looking at those stats, yep, I should have. But anyway, so Kosuke Fukumoto, and he has 620 PS. This is basically, I'm pretty sure this is what the 370 set looks like maxed out. So yeah, or close to maxed out. So yeah, I needed to get lucky against him, I think. So yeah, but anyway, so yeah, Kosuke Fukumoto, pediatrician, I believe. A pediatrician who's kind of children but becomes extremely shy around adults. He's been racing alone for many years, but has started wanting companions. When a street racer invited him to join a team, he was thrilled. But then after meeting at a family restaurant, he fell silent for 2 hours. Causing the deal to fall through. He excels in leading battles with an acceleration-focused machine, but is gradually getting used to dogfights where cars run side by side. So yeah, again, if I lost to him, that would have been fine, because again, he's definitely meant for later in the game, it feels like, even though he's on one right now, so yeah. That's okay, but anyway, let's look at G&K Racing, a privateer team run by a company that operates the largest city in Tokyo, city circuit in Tokyo, of course Genki. They are professional racers, and all members include amateurs, including amateurs are licensed. They hone their skills daily in preparation for one-make races of GR86 and BRZ. And extensive knowledge of the shooter shows that they exhibit outstanding stability, making minor sabotage tactics ineffective. They welcome the rising new generation of street racers, both as fellow street racers and as operators. And yeah, like I got into earlier, yeah, I mean, they're gonna find out right here. So the thing about this team is that the members of the team are actually Genki staff, I believe. So yeah, who made this game, so yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, one of those. Anyway, so first we got Magnus and Imagine. Studied urban engineering in college and joined G&K due to his interest in sea sector operations, so yeah. So yeah, I don't know what the term is, but again, it's definitely a bit weird. It's like, yeah, I mean, you could call it like a self-insert, it's kind of like that, but I don't know if that's the actual term, so yeah. But anyway, you simulate how to use inertial drift, and a Xtreme. You kind of about what you know in your head and what you can actually do are different, alright? Then we got Bound Dog. On the employee drivers, surprised everyone by attaining secondizers while still in automotive vocational schools, that's cool. Yeah, this is all the seniors. Focus on suspension dampeners. And yeah, his versatile customer from the teaser machine is an S15. I wonder if that's the case in real life. Anyway, if yeah, again, I'm pretty sure all of them are supposed to be employees, so yeah, I think he said yeah. Anyway, then we got Wild Cylinder. Changeovers from engine manufacturer to G&K, and his car engines are probably improved with upgrade intake and exhaust systems, cooling system, ignition system, and included supercharger. So yeah, quite a lot. Power's apparently slightly overboard though. I can never see that if he's put in that much. I mean, the power doesn't look that impressive. 355. But yeah, that's a bit a lot for this car on the C1, so yeah. And yeah, he has a child that's more opportunities to help with household chores, but it's like, don't touch the laundry, you have to mess with oil. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Then we got Nuinda Sakue, and yeah, he's called Yutaru Otsuka, and yeah, he's actually the nephew to Lucifer Otsuka, so yeah. And he turned out current racer, he's actually a racer too, and he's second year as a professional racer. And he's invited to join the team due to his ex-sponsor race skills, so yeah. And he provides nice feedback. And yeah, his car has stiff suspension and pullable mounts, achieving quicker direct steering. And excels at making 5 dusters while cornering, so that's cool. Then we got Uchiken, another professional racer belonging to GNK, and he's well acquainted to return as Zoro and help establish the team, so yeah. And he participated in kart racing for a young age and became a professional racer at 20, so there you go. And he went to do some training, specialized in putting on pressure from behind, so there we go. And finally we got the team leader in his custom car, Eternal Zoro, Mitsuki Horikoshi, company executive. The president of the company that operates the largest city second Tokyo. Not only is he skilled in management, but his youthful and handsome appearance also makes him popular with women. He is also a driver, serving as the leader of GNK Racing, composed of professional racers and employees. And whether a tuning shop in his youth, his passion for cars is genuine. At the office, he uses a curved PC monitor and is rumored to use aerodynamics to navigate the headwinds of society. Alright. And then after that, we got 2 Limit, a team formed by people working at the St. General Hospital, deep bonds among its members, led by the Dr. Crimson Fang. Due to their professional seeming lives, they possess exceptional mental strength and focus, which translates to their strength in battles. With large displays machines boosted up and a serious attitude towards every race, every member is formidable. Occasionally, they offer health advice to other shooters of unhealthy lifestyles they encounter in parking areas. Alright. So first off, we got the nurse Brand Hunter, who's the receptionist of the hospital too. And a bright sun reaches patients, that's always nice to hear, so yeah. Phantom Mary Rich is out of late turns, is starting to feel a bit desperate, and she continues to drive this BNR32, so yeah. And drives to the side, she learns quickly, so yeah. And we got Pain Drain, who's also a nurse, for everyone from elderly to children, and he's highly trusted by doctors and fellow nurses, so yeah. And he's previously inspired a mentor of his late father, so now he purchases a Supra, so yeah. Now he's not interested in the shooter excessive, but Joy is driving the team, so he cannot quit, so that makes sense. And yeah, teammates beg him to take more interest, but he remains indifferent. Then we got Solid Shock, who's a very security guard. Japanese Brazilian who works as security guard at the hospital, so yeah. And has a long history as a street racer. And every team he used to join has disbanded, but Crystal Fang laughed at the jinx he joined the team, which has not disbanded, so there you go. And Mary is very shy and mad self-love, so yeah. Then we got Excellent Pleasure, also driving a Supra. He's a good friend and rival of Crystal Fang, and he's also a doctor, so yeah. And yeah, both are surgeons, which you can make fun of, so yeah. Because, you know, I am a surgeon. He also enjoys daily muscle training, which you can see on the side of his car, so yeah. And he has a cheerful personality too. Good stuff. And then finally we have the team leader, Naya Hanimura, Dr. Crimson Fang, obviously. The eldest son of the director of Hanimura General Hospital and a young ace in surgery. Despite his gentle appearance, he is brave and sharp-minded. He drives a monster machine that accelerates to 200 km/h in instance, quick reflexes. Recently, his responsibilities at the hospital increased, and he often drives to relieve stress. However, he takes great care with safety and health, never pushing himself too hard. While he aims to be the boss on the shooter exercise, he still feels his skills are lacking, and continues to study both medicine and driving. And then finally, we got the 2 bosses, or 3 bosses we took down. Starting off with Dreaming Spirit, obviously. Yohei Mishima, Dreaming Spirit. His card's called Nightmare, which is pretty cool. And yeah, one of the best 4 devils. Anyway, once called one of the 13 devils 4 Heavenly Kings, alongside Pursuit Tail Gun, I think it's also meant to say that. Shadow Eyes and Dying Star. This street racer kept this from others due to his vindictive nature. 4 years ago, he secretly harbored interest in newborn bee legend, but his pride kept him from speaking up. He then started resenting them for not inviting them themselves. Despite them, he reassembled the 4 Heavenly Kings and keeps shoving in everyone's faces, much to their annoyance. Then we got Shadow Eyes, who drives a custom Supra, Akiko Ogata, and a Job's Unknown. A legendary straight racer once known as one of the 13 Devils. Although she had moved to the mountain pass for a while, she returned to the shoot to express upon hearing rumors of the arrival of Sith Emperor. She believes that the presence of extant rivals is what leads racers to great heights. When Sith Emperor appeared, she instantly knew it was the greatest war she had to surpass. And new car is a high-power machine built for maximum speed, and she possesses the Exalted Spirit Attainment. She has been a long-time rival of Bassoon Tailgunner. And finally, we got Dying Star, Seita Uezumi, Pachinko Pilot Manager, and he drives his custom GTO. One of the legendary racers once known as the 13 Devils. While his technique is impeccable, he's always struggled with mental fragility. Unable to accept the humiliation of defeat, he wants to complete this game from cars. From that experience, he says, the final enemy you must overcome is yourself. Known as a GTO enthusiast, his newly chosen machine is also a Z16A. Finished in his trademark low-kick cross-spec, he's ready to show his earnest racing spirit. So there we go. One more to go. We're going to be taking on the next part. So yeah, next time we're going to be taking on Pursuit Tailgunner, or Pursuit Tailgunner is called in this game, who is right there, right next to the parking area, so that works for us. Because we got some info to get here. And then, yeah, we're going to be taking on the boss of Rebirth the Legend, the final boss. And then maybe doing a little more of that, it kind of depends. So yeah. And yeah, we already made a little bit of progress on the rest of the teams left, so that's good. But yeah, I think after that though, we should probably think about Club Garuda, because again, if we defeat all of them, then yeah, that means Rise New Generation starts up. So yeah, but with Return of the Bastards, there's two kind of big teams left, and the scenario is actually quite large, so yeah. So yeah, a lot to think about there. So yeah, and yeah, we also got a lot of new cars with our BP as well. Because our BP Century is looking good, and I don't think we need it for much else. So yeah, might as well think about those Wanderers now, right? But anyway, so yeah, like I said, next time, yeah, we're gonna be finishing up Rebirth of Legends. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.